I had tickets to the April 19th Pearl Jam show this year. And I was really excited because I've been a fan since the early 90s, and I've only seen them once in concert about a decade ago. And we had the farthest away seats that our backs were against the cement wall on the top of the arena. This time we had floor seats. I was going to be right in the midst of it, super excited. And so when they canceled their tour just weeks before the show, I was disappointed. I understood why they had to do it, but I was disappointed. And then on Christmas Day, so 2 days ago, Eddie Vedder, the lead singer of Pearl Jam, released an acoustic album that he recorded all by himself in his house, maybe as a consolation prize, maybe because he had time on his hands. But I was excited to listen to it. And it was some of the new songs and some old songs, but he covered it all by himself and his guitar. And I was excited to listen to it, but I was also kind of curious, how is he going to, do justice to these songs we've heard so many times, recorded with the whole band and all the production value just by himself with his guitar, this acoustic version. But then as I was listening to it yesterday, I realized, maybe there's something to this where when you take a song and that you're familiar with and you strip away all the distortion and all the effects and all the amplification, you're just left with just the basic chords and the lyrics, the essential parts of the song. And all of a sudden, those words that you've heard so many times all of a sudden took on a little deeper meaning, and those chord progressions meant a little bit more. And then it hit me even deeper, the epiphany that maybe 2020 was just like the acoustic version of my life, right? Everything, all the noise of the regular routines have been stripped away. All things the way I used to do my job, the way I used to go to the store, the way I used to go to the movies, all those things completely changed and stripped away, and all that's left was just the important things, just the basic chords and the lyrics of my life, what's really deeply important. And I really had to face those things. They're brought to the surface, and it was difficult. And no one in our family lost their jobs, and no one lost their lives, and so we can't really, but I'm sure there's people that just dealt with this deep loss, but all of us at some point had to look and see what's really important. And I think at the bottom of all that, the bedrock should be this verse that comes in Romans 8, and it says, that's the question, can anything separate us from the love of Christ? Can trouble, suffering, or hard times, or hunger, or nakedness, or danger, or death? Is there anything, right, that can separate us from that? And I think I learned in 2020 that no, the answer is no. In fact, it says in 3 verses later, he says, he answers the question definitively. He says, no, nothing can separate us from the love of God. Nothing in the past, nothing in the future, nothing from the powers above or below. Nothing can separate us. It doesn't matter what you've done or what you've said. None of that can change. And I thought, wow, God's love is so adaptable and so big and so inclusive. And I realized, no, God's love never changed. It was just my understanding of God's love that got so much bigger this year, realizing that, in our own family, some issues just came to the surface that we just had to deal with, and it was kind of painful, but it was good, and I was stronger because of it. I'm sure that you feel the same thing. So I hope that you can see 2020 as kind of the acoustic version of your life, stripped down to just the important parts. And with the bottom of that is the fact that God loves you no matter what. So that's what I learned in 2020.